How do you beat cancer? That is a question that literally millions of people have asked themselves, because at this point, millions and probably maybe even billions of people have had cancer. It's not something very new, not something very original, but it is something that can and will impact a lot of people, including myself. Now, before I get into the details, before I share my perspective, let me just explain something. I believe in the 80-20 principle. What I mean by that is 80% of battling, overcoming, defeating cancer is going to be mental, what you believe, mind over matter. And 20% is physically what you do. I don't care about the 20%. And what I mean by that is there are so many different techniques and strategy, whether it be from the medical front, such as chemotherapy, immunotherapy, radiotherapy. There are so many treatments that you can use, and your situation, your specific type of cancer, depending which phase you're in, so many factors are going to affect whatever option is right for you. So I can't be like, this is the solution for you. Just like alternative treatments. There are so many forms of alternative treatments that I have tried, that other people have tried. There's the carnivore diet. Some people are talking about the keto diet, remove sugar. There's so many different options. Not one is better than the other. It all depends on what seems like the right option for you. So I am going to completely ignore that 20% of what you physically do in the real world. And I'm going to focus on that 80%, that mental game, because I believe that is one of the most important things when it comes to beating cancer. So I just want to put that out there. Okay, now that we've established that, there's a few things you need to understand. I'm talking from the most extreme version of this possible. It can and will apply to any form of cancer, any stage of cancer, or pretty much any life-threatening disease. But I'm coming from the perspective of, I have a super rare form of cancer. There is no cure. And my oncologist gave me very, very bad odds. I've discussed it in the past video, by the way. If you haven't seen the previous video, pause this one, go back, watch that one, because it ties into this one. It sets you up. It allows you to understand my perspective, to understand everything I'm going to talk about in this video. So if you haven't watched it, stop this one, go back, watch it, come back after, finish watching this one. So I come from this extreme perspective. And the simple answer to what you need to do to beat cancer is just believe, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that you will beat it. That is all you need to do. It sounds super simple, really fucking not. It takes so much work to get to the point where you believe with every fiber of your being that you're going to beat something, especially when you're in my situation, when you've been told by medical professionals with years and years of experience with this very type of cancer, you will not survive this. It takes a very special kind of person to hear that and to continue to believe that you will survive. Now, some people think I'm delusional. Some people think I'm insane. And to be fair, I am to a certain degree. You have to be, in order to believe against all odds that you will survive, that you will be the first person in the world, literally the first person out of 8 billion people to survive this. You have to be insane. That is not a bad thing. And I have chosen to be insane. And I'm completely fine with that. In order to do that, in order to have that unshakable belief in yourself, you're going to have to do some very difficult things. You're going to have to experience some very difficult things, such as people, probably the people closest to you, saying and believing things that will shake you to your very core. You will have to put an end to relationships that have potentially lasted your entire life. In my case, I had to put an end to the relationship with my mother. It was a toxic relationship for me, both mentally, physically, and I realized now that I'm in this situation, my life literally hangs in the balance. I cannot allow myself to continue this relationship. It was very difficult to do. It was something I had to do. There's also, people close to my wife who said things to her that hurt her. And I had, as her husband, to watch that and to get pissed by that and not be able to do anything because I know they're only trying to help. I know they love her. And the same thing for me. For all I know, every single person in my life believes I'm going to die. It doesn't matter. As long as I believe, as long as I know that I'm going to survive, I'm going to be okay. But that doesn't mean that, oh, okay, cool, I just need to believe everything's going to be fine. It's like, no. In an extreme situation like this, you need to stack the odds against you as much as you can. That means, as I discussed, removing toxic relationships from your life. And that might be people like your parents, your siblings, your closest friends, maybe even your spouse, your children, I don't know. Whatever that is, you know who those toxic people are. And unfortunately, if you want to survive this, you are going to have to put an end to those relationships. Otherwise, you're literally going to fucking die. That is how extreme this is. So just keep that in mind. Then there's also other things to do. First of all, that's the most important thing. Believe in yourself. Do what you need to in order to eliminate the negativity from your life. You also need those external sources of motivation. And that can also be those exact same people I discussed that can be those toxic relationships. In my case, I keep saying this throughout my videos and I will continue to say it, even though people continue to misinterpret it. My wife is my cure. That does not mean it's her responsibility to cure me. It means that her presence in my life, her love, her support, the knowledge that I'm literally fighting for my life to build a life for us, for our future children, for our family, for her family. That is why I keep saying she's my cure. That is my greatest source of motivation. Another big source of motivation for me is the fact that I am a storyteller. I am the world's greatest motivational speaker. This journey is this epic journey that is going to inspire millions of people. That is another huge source of motivation. And the reason why I'm talking about external sources, and by the way, external sources can be anything. They can be your spouse, they can be your family, they can be your children, they can be your friends, they can be the life you want to build, they can be the impact you want to have in the world, they can be your religion. If you believe in God, you can believe, okay, I believe beyond the shadow of a doubt that God is going to cure me, and that can be a source of motivation. If you're not, in my case, I believe in the universe. I believe with every fiber of my being, the universe would not put me through this just to kill me. It's putting me through this because it's giving me the chance to grow, to become who I'm meant to become, to have the impact I'm meant to have. That is a huge source of motivation for me. And the reason why I say that is because no matter how much you believe in yourself, battling for your life is so intense. There will always be moments where you won't be able to keep going. Just fighting for yourself would not be enough. That is when those external things, those external factors, those external sources of motivation kick in. That's when they become so fucking important. So that's the first part. That's the most important part. Then, as I discussed, there's the physical things that you do, and that's going to be different for every single person. But at the end of the day, you just need to accept this happened for a reason. You can't blame anyone, not even yourself, because if you blame yourself, that is just going to make things worse. Because once you understand, okay, I manifested this, I'm the cause of this, I'm the cause of this, then you also need to realize, okay, what caused it? And what I mean by that is, yes, okay, I believe I manifested this. I don't regret anything, but I know that illness, this disease, this specific cancer was caused by chronic stress in my life. And I know if I don't remove that from my life, if I don't figure out what that cause was, this is just going to come back. Whether this same cancer, a different disease, if I don't remove that initial cause, that initial source, all of this is just a band-aid. So those are the two important steps. Believe in yourself beyond the shadow of a doubt, no matter what anybody fucking thinks. Do whatever you need to in order to motivate yourself and never give up. and make sure you identify whatever caused this, remove it from your life so it never comes back again. That is the difference to me between being in remission and being cured. Because I don't give a fuck about remission. I will be cured, and because of that, I will live the most epic life I have ever lived. And yes, I'm going over time. I don't care. I'm trying to make a fucking point. That is why I'm so intense in this video. If you have any form of disease, anything that is life-threatening, you need to take this seriously. You need to believe in yourself. You need to do whatever you need to in order to get better. Otherwise, you're going to die. It's up to you. Do you want to live or do you want to die? I don't want to die. I will die eventually, of course. Everybody dies. I will die at 100 of old fucking age. No way this cancer is going to kill me. So now it's up to you. You want to live or do you want to die?